audio on. That might be helpful. Good, good. And you need to do the same thing. There's up the top, there's a little audio. Turn video on. So you need to turn video and audio on.
Okay, can you hear me now? Testing. No.
No. Have you got audio and video on the screen? Up the top, there's some little pink round icons.
No, you don't want that.
Oh, fuck. What's happened now?
I don't know. Get rid of it. Go back up here.
Just turn screen sharing off. Yeah, that's it.
What's that? Hover, don't click. Video.
Turn video on.
Yeah.
Yes, and turn audio on. There you are.
Audio's on.
Which one's audio? Have you got me on audio?
No, it's the next one. You've just turned. You need to turn audio on now. No, I can't. Hang on. I'm going to try this. Oh. Hang on. I'll see that. See if that makes sense.
What does that say? Turn audio on.
Now I can hear you.
Ah, so it wasn't my fault. It was yours.
No, it was no, yeah, of course it was my fault. Everything's my fault, isn't it? Okay. So we have to get live on the webinar, which we're streaming live to YouTube, by the way. So hello everyone on YouTube land, while we organised ourselves and got on and sorted ourselves out. So I'm going to create a post. All right. Diamond specialist. At the, I'm going to tag you. I found where you were, the jewelry doctor, aren't you?
Yep.
The jewelry doctor
at Sakakini.
Sakakini, there we go.
Sakakini jewels.
Yes. OJ speaks with. Right. Here we go. It is 9 o'clock on the dot. So here we go. Live video. Da da da. The things we have to do for technology these days. In actual fact, I've just had a brilliant idea.
Okay.
I am going to put this here so that the phone can look at you, but I don't have to go the other way around like I did yesterday. So
that's down.
Okay.
That's up.
Right. So we're just going to, oh, no. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the, oh, no, I haven't gone live yet. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the daily grind. This mad daily grind where we're having to problem solve. Whoops. Okay, so that you guys can see the screen. All right. There we go. Because then I can talk to everyone on Facebook land. So, yes. And
so are we on Facebook land as well?
We are.
Oh, okay.
So hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Grind. I'm actually going to turn it around for a moment. Okay, so welcome to the Daily Grind. This morning I have, hello, Zig, Mama Bear's on.
Oh, Mum, how are you?
Live. So, of course, I've got Dominic, one of the world's leading diamond specialists, as my guest this morning. My name's AJ Rushton. This is the Daily Grind. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to flip the camera around because, thank you, Facebook, you've stopped me being able to bring people on live. Oh, you're getting some hearts, Dom. Ziggy's saying hi, Dom. And I'm about to flip the camera around so that you can see Dom and I streaming live on YouTube and on a webinar. So I'm going to just flip the camera around. So here we go. And on a webinar. Yep, so you might just need to turn your...
Yeah, I'm down. No, I can read what...
That's it. Right, so yes, you're now watching. We're watching ourselves on Facebook.
Hi, Zeke, how are are you?
Go figure. Hang on. This is not as great as it was yesterday. What's going on here? Hang on. Hang on, guys. I'm just trying to get you in a better position to see. Maybe I need to make just make this bigger. Make the screen bigger.
Nice garden.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, the grass is very green at the moment.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of rain, so hang on a minute. There we go. We've got that. So it's not perfect, but I think it's going to work. For this morning, for yet another fabulous time with you, Dom. Those of you who have just joined us, this might be your first time on the Daily Grind. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to put that down. Yes, here we are. Look, we can see both of us nicely. This is a nice little thing. So Dom,
Yes.
how was your day? Because it's my morning and your evening.
Tiring actually. I was up at 5 o'clock this morning getting ready to see you. And after I finished with you, we went on a long walk and I did my Dear Boris story.
Yes, so you're going live to Facebook with Dear Boris.
We are on lockdown as well over here in England, but it's not as strict as most countries. But we're allowed to get out and do some exercise and a bit of walking. So Becky and I went for a walk, and we just told Boris Johnson how we all felt about things, and good things and the bad things of life. And
yes, well, bonjour, Denise. Lovely to have you on live. So we're talking with Dominic Sakakini, one of the world's leading diamond specialists this morning. So for those of you, we've got a few people coming on live now, so that's great. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're streaming live to YouTube. So if you know anyone who isn't on Facebook, you can send them to OJ's The Daily Grind on YouTube, and they can watch this either live or as a recording. And Dominic had some really great feedback yesterday from your all the information you told us about diamonds. I'll do it all again this morning for those who couldn't make it yesterday, and go a little bit further. So why don't you tell everyone, because we do have some new listeners, some new viewers today, tell us a little bit about who you are, and I would love you to talk about your client. So you have a client, a bit of a client story, and I would love you to just share that with everyone, because it really just points out what a great diamond specialist you are, and how you help people, and your heart for helping people not get ripped off when they're buying diamonds, but also investing in diamonds, making money through diamonds. And you don't have to be mega rich to be able to do all that. Marie, bonjour, bonjour, lovely to have you on. Yes, so Dominic is amazing. I got to spend 7 days with him in the UK when I was coaching at the Elite Professional Speakers Bootcamp, and got to find out a little bit more about what Dom does. And I'm so thankful, Dom, that you have decided to join us twice, not once, but twice, to talk diamonds, because of course diamonds are a girl's best friend.
thank you for inviting me.
That's all right. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and I'm just going to shut this door and come back. So the floor is yours.
Oh, don't leave me. I get frightened. Okay, let's see. Let me take you back 10 years. When Neil and Janice are in Barbados, and it's warm and it's hot, it's steamy weather. In fact, Neil is in his late 40s, looks a bit like Richard Gere. And his wife Janice, a little bit older than Neil. She liked the toy boy, and Janice was a little shorter, blonde hair, blue eyes, and she favoured the red lipstick. And they're walking along the high street in Barbados, and they're going towards these jewelers. In fact, the jewelers has an awning on the outside. It looks like a bit like the front entrance of Harrods, but on a mini version. So they're going through the door of this dark glass set door, and you see this beautiful white marble floor. In fact, it's so white, it was that the light from above was shining on the ground. So they're walking through, and the first thing they noticed was the cool air conditioning, because they felt, you know, it was pretty hot and sweaty. And as they're walking in, Mr. Neil, Mrs. Janice, how are you today? We're fine, Winston. We're fine. And Mrs. Janice, how are you? So today is going to be that day that you're going to buy the diamond, yeah? Well, we're thinking about it. No problem. Come with me. We're going to go down to the back of the shop. We'll sit down and let me go and get that diamond for you. Sure, no problem, Neil was saying. And anyway, no problem. So tell me, Winston, what are the details of this diamond that we're very interested in? Well, Mr. Neil, let me tell you something. This is a 2-carat diamond. The color is G color, and it is an SI1 in clarity. So, by the way, this is a very good price for you. And today I'm going to give it for you for only $58,000. Well, basically, Winston, let me explain to you that my budget is only going to be about 50,000. Okay, so you know, this is the budget we have. Oh, Mr. Winston, Mr. Neil, I don't know. What can we do? You ever had that time when you had that silence, that long pause? You know, he who speaks first loses. Well, Neil was quite proficient at doing this. In fact, he was a Fortune 500 executive, and he'd been used to doing with multi-million dollar deals. And in fact, he knew exactly what he was doing. And he realized at this point, he who talks first loses. Mr. Neil, put it there. We're going to have a deal. And Mrs. Janice, one thing now. Let me measure your finger, and I'm going to make sure it's the right size for you, because if it's not, we can resize it for you and you can pick it up later. So anyway, Neil and Janice were very happy. And I first met Neil probably about 3 weeks later when he returned back from holiday. I was in my shop working on the front bench. And then comes this gentleman, and he says, are you Dominic Sakakini? And I said, yeah, I am. He said, well, I understand you're the diamond expert in this area, and I wonder if you could help me. Me and my wife had recently made a purchase, and we would like to have it insured. We obviously need the paperwork for insurance policies. So I said to him, yeah, no problem. Did you bring the paperwork and the certificates and everything? He said, yeah, I have it here. So, excuse me. I have very dry mouth at the moment. So I looked at the certificates and I looked at the ring, and I said, do you want to come to the back of the shop and let's take a seat, and we can talk, talk a little bit clearer. So I'm looking at this ring, this diamond ring, and I see the certificate and the ring, and the two just didn't match up. So at this point, I realized, hang on a minute, this isn't what. In fact, I said, Neil, is there anything else that you bought with this ring? He said, no, there's nothing else. Why? Well, unfortunately, these two don't match up. Whatever you paid for this ring, you say you paid $50,000. It says here on your receipt. Unfortunately, even on the conversion rate, this stone is probably only worth about £12,000.
Oh, ouch!
Yeah, you can imagine how Neil felt at that point. When he got this deal, and a man who's not used to being ripped off, he felt pretty bad, as I'm sure you would.
Mm.
So at this point, Neil, it was like, well, Dominic, how can I do? What can you do? How can people be allowed to do this sort of thing? You know, surely there's something we can do. And I said, no, there's nothing we can do at all at this point. Unfortunately, you didn't come on one of my courses. If you'd have come and seen me and spent some time with me, I would have taught you exactly what you're looking for, exactly what kind of stone, what is a good stone, what's the bad stone, what's an ugly stone. And understanding, you got a certificate, but unless you understand how to read the certificate, how are you going to ever know? How do you know what you've got is what it is? So Neil said to me, look, you know, what you've done is you need to show people, you need to get this out to the world and explain to people how not to get ripped off. And that's pretty much how I started 10 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. So, yes. So, and you've helped a lot of people not only not get ripped off, but been able to successfully invest in diamonds. You've made a lot of girls happy. No, not in that way. Maybe I should rephrase that. Because of course, you've made a lot of men happy too, but that's just getting worse, isn't it? I'm just going to stop while I'm ahead. You know, when someone successfully buys a ring for their partner, an engagement ring perhaps, you've been able to bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. So it's just lovely, and just love your energy and your passion for diamonds, and just absolutely love it. And so it's lovely that you can be on. Again, thank you for making the time. We don't generally in the mornings, we don't get as many people on live, but there's certainly a lot of people that will wake up and watch this in their own time zone. And obviously, we were talking about the 3 different things you need to know about when it comes to a diamond. Do you want to give us those? What are the 3 sort of ways that a diamond, oh, there's 4, sorry, oops, there's 4. Big elements, I'm just going to quit while I'm ahead here. The elements of working out whether a diamond is good. What are the 3 ways that they're what's the word I'm looking for? I clearly need coffee. I've got my coffee here.
Oh yeah, let me join you. I've got my herbal tea, my nighttime tea.
I managed to actually, one of our coffee shops is open down the street for takeaway only. So
I'm jealous. Yeah. I'm jealous. Yeah. Becky's got me on a detox, and I'm not allowed caffeine. And tomorrow's the last day, so fingers crossed.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, so what are those elements of working out what is a good diamond?
Color, cut, and clarity?
Yes. That's a good start. So what are those? Can you just explain color, cut, and clarity? Because whilst the layman on the street might understand those words as a general rule, what sort of, you know, how does that matter for a diamond, and why is it important?
Okay, so the color of a diamond, it starts off at D and it goes all the way to Z. Why does it start at D, you ask yourself? Well, we haven't discovered A, B, or C yet, in case something comes along and it might be better and brighter. And there's your color. Your average color, the D being the very best, and the Z all the way down goes down to a yellowy, brownish, huey color. So, you know, you can imagine white down to the yellow. So, you know, you got D, E, F, G. At G, it starts to change color. H, I, it starts to change a little bit more. So when I'm going changes color, it's a very sort of lighter yellowish, and so on and so forth, and all the way down. And then we got different colors, down to a sort of like a champagne.
Can I just ask, so when you're saying, you know, right down to sort of a yellowy brown, I'm presuming that most of us certainly in those sort of levels, wouldn't be able to tell if we didn't know what we were looking for, right?
No, you wouldn't really, unless you understood and you've done enough. If you looked at enough diamonds over the years, then you would know what color it is.
Right.
It takes time and it takes practice to
Yeah.
do that. It's, you know, you have to look a lot of diamonds in the eye, you know.
You do, and you also have to know. I mean, that's why you're one of the experts, because you can tell those different things. So you were starting to talk about different colored diamonds, which is the color rating of a diamond, isn't it?
That's correct. So the higher the color, the more expensive they become. And then you go to the clarity. So the clarity would start from internally flawless, which means, so if you've got a DIF, which is internally flawless, you have the perfect diamond. And generally, no two diamonds are ever the same, unless you're talking about D and internally flawless. And then you have a flawless, which means there is one little slight glitch on the stone. And then you go to a VVS1, which is very, very slight inclusions. VVS2, very, very slight inclusions too. And you get into the SI1s, 2s, and then the I1s and what we call PK, which is the industrial style diamonds. In fact, a lot of jewelers that you would find on the lower end in the high street would be selling what I would call PK diamonds, which is something that you would use industrially. I would never recommend it, but because the public people out there, they don't know, they don't understand what they buy. They think the word diamond is like, wow. I mean, I'll never forget. I mean, I was 18 years old when I first got my first diamond. It was in a watch. It was a lovely black watch and small little diamond in it. And I'm like, whoa, look at this. I mean, I thought I was the bee's knees, and flashing off my watch, the diamond and on it. And yeah, it was a diamond, it was the worst diamond ever. But the fact of the matter was, I got a diamond, and that's how everyone thinks. That's how everyone thinks.
By the way, hello everyone that's joined us. Hi Narissa. Hi Helen. Lovely to have you on. Yes, we have list on Talking Diamonds. We're talking about the 3 different ways to rate a diamond. So we've talked about color. We're just talking about clarity. So yes, continue, Dom.
If you're going for a clarity on an average stone, I mean, I always advise people, if you're buying diamonds for an investment or even just to enjoy it, I'd go for a G color, which is a rare white, and then you got an SI1, slight inclusions. But if you're clever enough and you look for the stones, you'll make sure that the inclusions are usually on the edge of the stone, not on the table, which we can get into a bit later on. But yeah, so when you don't see anything, now you can spend lots of money on buying a D color and the flawless and the VVS1, but if you've got 2 stones that are the same size, between you're not, the value that you spend is it's not worth it. My mind is go for a G color, go for an SI1 all day long, and save yourself some money. Right? Well,
Unless people want internally flawless.
Well, exactly. Unless, as my wife says, you want internally flawless, and the best color. And you know what? That's there. It's available. But if you're buying diamonds for investments points, you can do that. But you've got to realize what the end user is going to buy at the other end. How much do they know?
It's quite it's a science, isn't it? It's a science. It's a skill. It's pretty amazing that there's so much to buying a diamond. And so many of us just go down to the local chandler and buy some things on special. Let's say, oh, this is a diamond or a half a carat diamond or whatever, not really thinking about the fact that we could potentially be buying a dud that's overpriced. even at a sale price, as opposed to, you know, really buying quality. And you don't have to spend a lot of money to buy quality if you know what you're doing. And that's what you teach people, isn't it, Dom?
Yeah, I do.
How to actually, yeah, go on.
I mean, I spent 10 years traveling all over. Yeah. When I first opened my shop, I had a limited amount of money. A crazy fool would open a jeweler's with £35,000 or $70,000. And that was 17 years ago. And out of that money, £12,500 of that was for rent, deposit. And then we had to do basically I had 10,000 just to buy some stock. So
wow.
I had to make, yeah, that's it. So 10,000 doesn't go very far to fill a jeweler's.
No, it doesn't.
If I think back on it, only a fool would do something like that. But this fool managed to sort of survive it. But I had to find a niche. My niche, I had to compete. There's no way. There was 15 jewelers in my town. And there was no way that I could compete with any of them unless I found something that was special, that was a niche. And I realized a lot of people don't know a lot about diamonds, including other jewelers.
Yeah.
You know,
because you teach other jewelers now too, don't you?
Yeah.
Not just people on the street. You help jewelers buy wisely for their shops and things too.
I do some independent shops, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we have some great deals and stories on some findings, and we found some.
Can you share one of them with us? Can you share one of them with us? Can you share one of your?
I can actually.
We love stories on the daily grind.
Let's I have a client who I have, and he basically he understands the concept about buying diamonds. He understands how to and where to and everything else, but he'd rather me do it for him. So he has a DFY, do it for you program. So basically, in order to do that, we have an understanding that anyway, I found him a stone. I found him 2 stones. And part of what I teach is where to go, how to find diamonds at a really good price, at a really good deal. And I found these 2 diamonds. They were a pair of earrings, and each one was 2 carats each. You can imagine those are pretty good puppy. They were good size.
2 carat diamonds. Wow, that's like almost like mine, you know.
Yeah, I can see them.
That's like close to that. Yeah, don't look too closely, Dom.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw these stones, and they were selling. They were selling for £16,000 for the pair. So I kind of made a bit more inquiries about it, and we needed to find out if they were genuine or not. And everything seemed quite kosher. So it was a case of jumping on a plane, flying to New York, checking them out, giving the guy some money, and then run like hell. Because we ran like hell, got back on the plane, came back drinking champagne all the way home. Because the 2 stones that we purchased for £16,000, well, the trade price is worth the retail. Oh, the retail price was 180,000.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
It was pretty good, but the trade price. You see, I like to talk trade, and 9 times out of 10, my clients will only buy at trade price. I will only sell them at trade price.
Yeah.
And the trade value for those stones were was £60,000.
Wow, from 16 to 60,000.
16 to 60. Now, don't forget, those diamonds that he paid 16,000 for are insured for 180,000. Now, his wife is now wearing them. He doesn't want to sell them. She loves them. And basically, they are now a legacy for their family.
Wow, how special.
And she turned around and said, well, what am I going to do? I'm too frightened to wear it. And he laughed. He said, I want you to wear it every day. I want you to wear it in the bath, in the shower, in the swimming pool, when you go swimming in the ocean. In fact, I want you to wear it so hard that I want you to lose the damn thing. And I went, what? We just worked so hard. Because he realized 16,000 investment, he's going to get 180,000 back. Whoa.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, and you know, the insurance company, if it ever was to happen, the insurance company would have to pay out the replacement value of the stones for today. So, you know, my clients are always in a win-win situation, which is why a lot of people like to do business with me, because we like to try to put them in a win-win situation. There you go.
Which is fantastic. Now, Zig's asking, how did you first learn? So what did you do to learn about diamonds?
I was self-taught.
Okay.
So before I became a jeweler, I was a troubleshooter for a group of hotels. So I was used to running other people's businesses. So I kind of knew, and I was dealing with the public and people. And I met a guy who was a goldsmith who'd had a jeweler's previously, and he had gone bankrupt. Right. So we kind of got together, and you know, we had a business that way. But I learned through magazines, through trade magazines, through talking to other dealers, through, you know, traveling around and you know, going up to Hatton Garden, which is where a lot of people think that the Diamond District is. You know, we have Hatton Garden here in London, and you've got the Diamond Districts over in Sydney. You have Diamond Districts all over the world. And I learned basically by looking. If you look at enough stones long enough, you get to know your trade.
And of course, you have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah, pretty much so. It's all about the eye, what you see.
Yeah. So, it's actually a little bit exciting because we had a chat after last night's daily grind, or your morning's daily grind, and so Dominic is putting together what is going to be quite a high-end online course on how to invest in diamonds, aren't you, Dom?
Yeah.
But
we are, aren't we, Becky? We are. Yeah.
Becky and Dominic, they're a great team. And Becky, come and say hi to everyone. Put your head into the camera and say hi. I'm sure everyone wants to know the other half of the team. Hello, Becky. Now, Becky is amazing. She is definitely Dominic wouldn't be able to do what he does without this fantastic, amazing woman next to him. And so even though she's off camera, she's right there. Anyway, Dominic, so we've got some exciting news for our daily grinders, haven't we, Dominic?
We do.
Yeah. Zig saying hello, Becky, and you're getting lots of love hearts, Becky. So
Zig's mum.
Hello.
Hey, mum.
Yeah, hi.
I think you should get mums on as well. We should get mums on the daily grind to say how proud they are of their children.
Yeah. Well, Mum has been a guest on the daily grind, and she is going to be a guest on the daily grind again. I'm sure. But our special drum roll. Yep. We are going to. So Dominic has agreed as part of our kind of online daily grind cafe community, we are going to be doing some courses where you can learn music, how to play the guitar, the piano, but also how to learn about some things that you might be interested in. If you're interested in learning how to perhaps buy a good value diamond, even make some money or invest in diamonds, Dominic has a grind community only to put together a 6-week little live course where he does like a webinar like we're doing now, but properly not on Facebook, where he's going to teach you some of the key secrets that jewelers won't tell you about how to buy a diamond. And he's going to do it for our Daily Grind community for the cost of a cup of coffee per course, per lesson. So I'm going to put up some more details. If you're interested, certainly put that in the comments. But when
give us
that
a
is,
thumbs up if you like it. There you go.
yeah, thumbs up if you'd like to learn from Dom a little bit more about diamonds. Oh, we're getting thumbs up. We're definitely, whoa, yes, we're getting, oh, well, there's lots of thumbs up. Okay, I think that's a yes.
Yeah, that's looking
Lots
positive.
of thumbs up. Yes. Oh, okay. So my mum is saying I would better if I was surprised by a diamond, a real one.
I would love my daughter if I was surprised by a diamond. That's blackmail.
I think that's
a real one. She is a
one.
diamond. What are you talking about?
I love it. So Dominic and I are just working on setting that up at the moment. So probably in the next week, we'll have something up for you guys to go. We'll give you a link. You can go and register for the course. And Dominic and I have already been talking about his Australia trip when this corona situation's over.
Yes.
So again, if you've done Dominic's Daily Grind course, there'll be a special opportunity to see Dominic when he comes to Australia. Because Dom, you do courses in the UK as well.
I do courses over here in the UK. We can do courses anywhere in the world. The whole idea of the business was to the Diamond Academy is what we called it. The Diamond Academy is able to basically pick up and travel anywhere in the world. So
there we go.
We want to go on holiday next, isn't it? But, we would love to possibly next, come over. We'll probably be in Australia for about 3 weeks, and we come and hang out with you guys for some time, and you guys can come and hang out with us. And hey, maybe some of you want us to stay in your house. Who knows? It'd be a cheap trip.
There you go. Yes, we could have some fun. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So we're going to say goodbye in a minute and give Dom some love if you've enjoyed this. Once again, learning about diamonds. It's been pretty exciting, and we will keep in touch. Oh, here come the hearts. Here comes the love, Dom. Here comes the love. So we're going to keep you informed. We'll let you know when Dom's got his little course up and running, and you'll be able to get to it through the Daily Grind website, which I do actually have a website. I don't really promote it on the Daily Grind, but I'm about to, because we're about to start doing having some fun. We're starting a cafe choir and doing all sorts of fun things as well. So there's lots going on at the Daily Grind, and it has been an absolute pleasure, Dominic, and to have you guys on the Daily Grind, not once but twice. And we will, yeah. I know you guys are ready for bed. It's what, 11 o'clock there? Is it 11:30, 10:30?
No, it's about 10:30, but I think we're still jet lagged from our trip from Sri Lanka.
That's right. You just come back from Sri Lanka, where you got the gun to your head to see if you had a temperature, the coronavirus.
Yeah. Well, we'll put some videos out. Actually, we did some filming out there on what not to do, how to buy stones, and how not to buy stones. So it's not based. Yeah, it's not based on diamonds. It's based on precious, semi-precious stones. So
oh wow, so not just diamonds.
No,
that's awesome. Okay, so Mum's saying thank you, very interesting. And yeah, anything that you've got that we can push out to our community, we'd love to do that. So big hugs to you both. You think a ghost hug, you can't feel it, but it's there.
Lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you once again, and sleep well. And I'm sure this won't be the only time you come on as a guest.
Hopefully not. We look forward to seeing you guys. We will be over, and hey, you never know.
Sounds good.
It's
Well,
the
wherever you
beginning of
are.
a long.
Oh, it is. It's the beginning of a what is it? This is the beginning of a
long-lasting relationship.
Yes, exactly. So wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us on the Daily Grind. I'm OJ Rushton. Thank you for your commitment to this community. And Zig saying, I love the idea that not one diamond is the same. Our precious friends are as well. So thank you so much for that. That's really lovely. Cheers, guys. And mwah. Bye.
Hi.
All right, so we are ending the Facebook Live, still live on YouTube. And thanks, Dom. We're going to say goodbye to YouTube land. And thank you for joining us. And I just have to work out how to end this. End the call.
Press the button.
I think I did press the button. All right, well, take care. And
bye, OJ. Take
well,
care, darling. Look after yourself. Have a great day. Stay safe.
You too. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh,